by a lot of people doing exactly what this is all about, spreading the word, sharing the faith. And it's amazing, it's wonderful to go in a Catholic home that's already devout Catholic. You can have some wonderful supportive conversations. But it's another thing when somebody isn't Catholic at all, or doesn't like the Catholic Church at all. So you can come into some very negative situations, but with a Spirit with you, I think you can even overcome even the most difficult situations. I'm sorry to say, pro-life work. Pro-life work is, here you have quite a few abortion clinics in this area, I know, because when I lived in Newburyport, long before I moved down to Rhode Island, we used to come down and pray on Saturdays with lots of other people in front of these places. And it's been right here in Brookline, in fact. That's tough because you're really facing the enemy kind of face to face. Now, my personal ministry with our Presidium is pro-life work, being in front of Planned Parenthood every week. And the things that I've seen in the 2 years that I've been there doing this, we as legionaries are not supposed to be confrontational or cause a ruckus or cause any difficulty, because people who go in and out of these places, usually they're in trouble. And as I said before, in great pain. And so therefore you don't want to aggravate that issue. I see what's happened when other people do get aggressive, do get confrontational, and the reaction of people who have either had an abortion or about to have an abortion can be really very difficult. But in any case, what we as legionaries are called to do, and what I do, is there are two of us that are there on Tuesdays, and we just hand out pamphlets where we can. If somebody comes along the sidewalk to go in, we talk to them if we can. Some people will take the literature that we give. Some people will hear what we maybe have to say before. So it's just a question of, but it is that personal contact that you're trying to make, and you're trying to spread a message, and that is a life, pro-life. There are other activities we can do work with, but they're not necessarily legionary work. So we try to concentrate on doing it the way the Legion would have us do that. Public rosary, that's a very important apostolate to the crowd, which is again that from the book, from the handbook. And that's a great way of giving witness to our faith where the public, driving by, walking by, whatever, can see what we're doing. We have some in Rhode Island, and I'm sure probably you have them up here, bread line. We call it bread line, but we don't give out bread, and we do give out some clothing, but basically what we do is we have a prayer table. And in the prayer table, strangers come up, people who have no idea what the Catholic faith is all about, and we talk to them about prayer. We talk to them if they're receptive to receiving a rosary, a miraculous medal, some pamphlets in English and Spanish. Whatever we can talk about, we pray with them. We have a prayer box, and they can put their prayers in there. That, again, is apostolate to the crowd, and that's something that, in a sense, we're working with several of our fellow legionaries, and so it's not that daunting, although some people can get pretty aggressive. But there it is. We're in the public square, and it's a wonderful way to reach out with people. And again, the people that we see at Breadline are the people who don't have very much, if anything at all. And so our being there, giving them another dimension to be involved with, besides just simply picking up clothing and food, is something that we've found over the years we've been doing it, that's very, it's a wonderful way to spread our faith and even spread the fact that we're doing this as a legionaries. And the reaction we get from these people is really remarkable. But once, and also, you know, hospital calls. You might say, well, that's really a consolation work, isn't it? However, when you go into a hospital room, and I've briefly have done it, you're going to see a stranger you don't know. You may be given the fact that they are Catholics, but you have no idea where they are in relation to their faith at that time in their life, whether they're dying or whether they're just seriously ill or whatever. And that, to me, and Sister Barbara does this, and every week she reports on the contacts that she's made in the hospital. And I'm always inspired by the fact that these visits of hers, she has no idea what she's going to come up against or come in contact with, but she makes the best of it, and she knows that her Blessed Mother is with her all the way, every room that she visits. So that can be kind of heroic work in a sense, because it does take courage to go in cold turkey. and try to talk to somebody who may be in serious difficulty, either from a present injury or somebody who's facing death. So in any case, that's another area that certainly could be talked about.